Hi and welcome to Molly's Monday Machination video edition for Sunday the 13th of July 2008. Round 15 over. Let's go through the results of the round. Friday night saw St Kilda 18-11 119 defeat Carlton 12-15 87. For the Saints, Milne with 5, Rewalt 3, Armitage, Kazitsky 2 apiece, Graham Hayes, Blake, McWalter, Harvey, Jones 1 apiece. For Carlton, Betts and Favola 3, Fisher 2, Gibbs, Brown, Cloak, Waite with singles. Best for St Kilda, Hayes, Rewalt, Kazitsky, Milne, Goddard, Hudson. For Carlton, Gibbs, Judd, Thornton, Simpson. So a good win there for the Blues for the Saints on Friday Night Football. On to the next game of the round. It saw Collingwood 15-16 106 defeat Adelaide 11-8 74. For Collingwood, 5 to Medhurst, 2 to Anthony, Reshaw, Didak, Clark, Cloak, Johnson, Thomas, Wood and Bryant with singles. For Adelaide, Burton with 4, Douglas 2, Knight, Van Berlo, Marich, Tippett, Stevens 1 apiece. For the best for Collingwood, Cloak, Reshaw, Medhurst, Clark, Heathshaw, Burns. For Adelaide, Knights, Burton, Edwards, Thompson, Goodwin. That game was marked by injuries to Burton, who'll be out for a year, and Paul Pleasure, who has popped out his shoulder, and it's unknown how long he'll be out for. So on to the next game. Spiteful match down at Skilled Stadium between the Cats and the Dockers, and the Cats ran out winners 18-10 118 to Fremantle 6-8-44. For the Cats, Lonergan with 4, Ottens 3, 2 to Bartel, Chapman, Enright, Ablett, Mooney, Selwood, Stokes and Barco singles. For Freo, 3 to Tarrant and singles to Main, Pavlich and Peake. Best for Geelong, Selwood, Enright, Corey, Bartel, Scarlett, Harley, Lonergan. For Fremantle, Ibbotson, Johnson, Palmer and Crowley. This game was marked by two things. Ablett rolling his ankle and could miss one, possibly two matches, and Cameron Ling being hit by Dean Solomon. You can see the video on the site, and Ling looks like he's going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks, and Solomon much longer than that at Tribunal. So don't forget to go to the poll and vote on. Let me know what you think, how many weeks you think Solomon will get. So let's move on to the next game. So North Melbourne travelled to Amy Stadium and come up with a win 10-16-76, defeating Port 10-14-74. The goal kickers for North Melbourne, McMahon 2, Thompson, Simpson, Petrie, Pratt, Wells, Hale, Johnson, Ross singles. For Port Adelaide, Ebert 3, Loney 2, Sean Burgoyne, Bentley, Thompson, Westhoff and Motlop singles. Best for North Melbourne, Harvey, Simpson, Pratt, Harris, Ross, Petrie. For Port Adelaide, Roden, Kane Corns, Cassisi, Brogan, Pearce and Chaplin. So that game was a good win to North Melbourne. Warren Treadray had a kick with about 30 seconds to go to win the game and missed it. Next game was the other Saturday night game. Essendon 24-11 155 defeated Brisbane 18-10 118. Lucas with 5, Lloyd 4, Jetta 3, Stanton 3, Lonergan and McVeigh 2 apiece, Laycock, Monfries, Nash, Neagle and Watson singles. For the Brisbane Lions, Brown 5, Bradshaw 4, Brennan 4, Black 2, Collier, Johnson and Rishichelli singles. Best for Essendon, Stanton, McVeigh, Welsh, Lloyd and Ryder. For Brisbane Lions, Johnson, Brennan, Corey, Bradshaw and Chapman. So a good win there for Essendon. They're fourth on the row, and they're sort of coming back into finals calculation after I wrongly wrote them off. Good on them. On to the first game on Sunday at the MCG. Hawthorn 15-16 106 defeating Sydney Swans 10, 15, 75. Franklin and Williams 4 apiece for the Hawks. Roughhead 3 and singles to Hodge, Rioli, Taylor and Young. For Sydney 2-2 Buchanan, O'Keefe, O'Loughlin. Goods, McVeigh, Playfair and Nick Smith singles. Best for the Hawks, Williams, Mitchell, Hodge, Franklin, Crode, Young, Birchall. For Sydney, Goods, Kirk, Buchanan, Barry, Bolton and Bird. Good crowd at the game. A good win for the Hawks, breaking their hoodoo of about 6 losses in a row to the Swans. Over at the Telstra Dome, the Bulldogs 14-11-95 mauled on Melbourne 9-10-64. Not a bad final quarter by the D's, 4-4 to 2-4. So came back into it a bit. For the Bulldogs, Ackermanis and Minson 3 apiece. Hahn, Eagleton, G and Syracusa 2, and Cross and Harborough singles. For Melbourne, Miller 3, Green 2, Buckley, Dunn, Johnson and Newman singles. Best for the Dogs, Boyd, Cross, Lake, G and Syracusa, Gilby and Ackermanis. For Melbourne, Bruce, Dunn, Wheatley, Garland, Green and Buckley. Last game of the round, over in the West, a bit of a destroyation by Richmond, who got up 24-8, 152 to West Coast 11-9, 75. For Richmond, 5 to Rewalt, 4 to Brown, 3 to Morton, 2 to Cochin and Deludio. Singles to Tuck, Johnson, Foley, White, Edwards, Schiltz, Tambling and Hughes. For West Coast, 3 apiece to Wirrapanda and McKinley, Embley, Lynch, Hanson, Armstrong, Lacrosse singles. Best for Richmond, Rewalt, Cochin, Tuck, Foley, McMahon, Brown and Morton. For West Coast, Cox, Wirrapanda, Embley, Houlihan and McKinley. So there's a few stories bubbled up over the course of the weekend. I'll touch on them tomorrow in the main podcast. I'm just going to try and pull up a ladder, but the ladder pretty much goes Geelong on top, half a game clear of the Bullies. So that is Geelong on... No, I can't get the ladder now. Here we go. Geelong on 56, Western Bulldogs 54, Hawthorn 52, Sydney on 38, making up the top 4, Collingwood on 36, Adelaide 32, Brisbane 32, St Kilda 32, North Melbourne 30, Carlton 28, North Melbourne are the 9th, Carlton 28 and 10th, Richmond 26, Essendon 24, Port Adelaide 16, and then Freo, West Coast and Melbourne on 8 points apiece. So I hope you had a good weekend of footy. Good luck to your side for next week, unless of course they're St Kilda, in which case, go Hawks.